This book is called Mickey and Minnie's Gift of the Magi. This is a special book about giving, but it's also kind of sad at the end, and you'll see why. The Gift of the Magi. It was the day before Christmas. The bright morning sun was sparkling on the freshly fallen snow. There was a chill in the air as Mickey and Pluto strolled down the street. Mickey's coat was not warm enough, his Christmas tree was not large enough, and his pockets were as empty as the stockings soon to be hung in homes all over town. But Mickey happily played music on his harmonica. Suddenly, Pluto started to bark. He pulled Mickey by the sleeve over to a shop window. In the window was a beautiful gold necklace. It twinkled in the morning sunlight. "There it is, Pluto," sighed Mickey, "the perfect gift to go with Minnie's watch." Mickey reached into his empty pockets. "Well, I'm a little short right now, but, you and I are going to make lots of tips today, aren't we, fella?" said Mickey hopefully. Pluto looked doubtful. Mickey told him they would come back and buy the necklace later. "Come on," said Mickey, "let's get this tree over to Minnie's." Meanwhile, at her home, Minnie worried over a pile of unpaid bills. "Oh, Figaro," she sighed to her cat. Figaro purred sadly. "There's nothing but bills. How am I ever going to afford to get Mickey a present?" Just then, Minnie's front door opened. It was Mickey. Minnie quickly shoved the bills in a drawer and raced into the living room. There was Mickey, playing a happy song on his harmonica and carrying a tree. Minnie gazed at him and giggled. "Ah, Mickey, when you play the harmonica, my heart sings." Mickey brought the tree inside. Then he began to wrap his harmonica in an old rag. "You know, an instrument like that deserves a special case," Minnie told him. "Oh, yeah," sighed Mickey, "someday." Mickey pretended not to see the clock on the wall and asked Minnie what time it was. "Let's see," Minnie replied, pulling a string out of her pocket. On the end of the string hung a lovely old watch. "That sure is a beautiful watch," said Mickey. "My one heirloom," Minnie said proudly. "I'd bet it looked real nice on a gold chain around your pretty neck," Mickey commented. Suddenly, Minnie took another look at her watch. "Oh my goodness," she cried, "I've got to go to work." She quickly put her watch away and headed to the door. But Mickey beat her outside. He and Pluto wanted to drop Minnie off at work in style. "Oh, how wonderful," Minnie gushed. After a wild ride, Pluto pulled up in front of Mortimer's department store just in time for Minnie's work. Minnie hopped off and gave Mickey a quick kiss. As she headed in for work, she called, "See you tonight." Mickey watched her go. Then he said to Pluto, "Come on, fella, we have work to do," and they hurried off. Unfortunately, Mickey arrived late for work at Crazy Pete's Christmas tree farm. "Merry Christmas, Mr. Crazy Pete," Mickey tried to say. "Merry schmerry," grumbled Pete. "I'll be merry when I've sold all those 10-footers, he said, pointing at some trees. "Get to work." The day turned out to be better than Mickey expected, despite Crazy Pete. Customers were so happy with Mickey's help with their trees that he earned a lot of extra money. "Hot dog," Mickey exclaimed. "Looks like we're finally able to get Minnie that chain for her watch," he told Pluto. Nearby, Pete was trying to convince a poor father to buy a huge, expensive Christmas tree for his children. "This is all I got left," Pete lied. "You don't want those kids going without a tree now, do you?" Mickey overheard what was happening and didn't think Pete was being fair. "Hey, how about this tree?" called Mickey. I found it out back." "It's perfect," cried the children. "We'll take it," cried the father. "Thank you. Merry Christmas." Pete was furious. "I had them on the hook for a 10-foot tree, he growled at Mickey. "I'm taking what I would have made off that tree out of your pay." Then he grabbed all of Mickey's money. But I, began Mickey. Now get out of my sight, roared Pete, tossing Mickey and Pluto headfirst into the snow. Pete laughed as Mickey and Pluto left. He thought he had outsmarted them, but he didn't notice that he put his lit cigar in the same pocket as the money. But before Pete knew it, his clothes had caught fire. Then Pete's Christmas trees caught fire. When the firefighters arrived, Crazy Pete's Christmas tree farm was up in flames. At Mortimer's, Minnie had wrapped many more Christmas gifts than usual that day. Who made you Santa's #1 helper? Daisy joked to Minnie. I really want to get Mickey something special this year, Minnie explained. Without that Christmas bonus, I'm sunk. Suddenly the phone rang. Daisy answered it. It was the boss, asking Minnie to come to his office. Your hard work is about to be rewarded, Mr. Mortimer said, handing her a present. A fruitcake? Minnie exclaimed, surprised. She tried to hide her disappointment. No need to thank me, replied Mr. Mortimer. Now scoot along. Minnie left Mr. Mortimer's office. Oh, Mickey, she sighed. How am I ever going to get your present now? She thought she was going to get money, didn't she? She got a fruitcake. Meanwhile, Mickey sat in the park and played his harmonica. He had lost his job and his money. How could he pay for Minnie's present now? He hoped his music might spark an idea. Pluto sadly howled along. But Pete had ruined more than just Mickey's Christmas this year. The firefighters' band had been playing music to raise toys for the local orphans for Christmas. Pete's burning trees had taken them away from that fundraiser. All seemed lost until suddenly someone heard Mickey's harmonica. The people in charge of the toy drive asked Mickey if he'd play for the crowd until the band came back. Mickey quickly accepted. Soon Mickey's music was delighting everyone. When the firefighters returned, they found that Mickey had saved the day. The crowd had donated lots of toys. In fact, the bin was filled to the top. The local orphans were going to have a wonderful Christmas after all. Mickey continued to play with the band and had a great time. Orphans are little children that don't have parents, so they live all together in a building. It's kind of sad, isn't it? You and that harmonica sure make a great team, the fire chief told Mickey. Yup, agreed Mickey. She's worth her weight in gold, all right. Suddenly, Mickey's eyes lit up. Holy cow, that's it. He looked at the clock. We've still got 2 minutes to get to the shop. Come on, Pluto. The pair took off through the town. They even borrowed a snowboard and whooshed through the streets to get there in time. Mickey and Pluto made it to the shop just as the shopkeeper was locking the door. But he was too late. Mickey sat on the curb and played a sad tune on his harmonica. Touched by the melody, the shopkeeper changed his mind about closing his shop. He agreed to let Mickey trade his harmonica for the gold necklace in the window. Later that night, Mickey and Minnie sat in front of the fire. Pluto and Figaro watched excitedly. Isn't it time we were opening our presents? Asked Mickey. Minnie unwrapped her gift. Oh my, a chain for my watch. But Minnie had traded her watch to get Mickey his present. And Mickey unwrapped his gift. A case for my harmonica, he said. I traded my harmonica to get a chain for your watch, Mickey confessed. Oh, Mickey, I can't believe you gave up what means the most to you for me, cooed Minnie. Oh, Minnie, you're all the music I'll ever need, Mickey told her. Merry Christmas, Mickey, said Minnie. Mickey took her hand. Merry Christmas. And the couple was so content as Pluto and Figaro, who were curled up on the floor. It was a Christmas they'd never forget. They loved each other so much that they gave up what they loved most to buy each other a gift. It's kind of sad, isn't it? But not sad at the same time. Okay, this little book is called The Lost Gift, A Christmas Story. One windy Christmas Eve, 4 little animals huddled on top of Merry Woods Hill. They were so excited they barely felt the cold. They were waiting for Santa to fly by on his sleigh. That looks like me last night out on the hill in the cold, trying to look for the Christmas star, but I didn't see it, did I? Because there was too many clouds. There he is, shouted Rabbit. Humph, said Squirrel. That's just a cloud. No, there he is, Rabbit shouted again. Humph, that's just a... Squirrel began, but this time it really was Santa. They all waved, and Santa waved back. For a moment, the stars shone brighter, and the air smelled like pine and peppermint. Ooh, that would be fun to smell. Then a big gust of wind hit Santa's sleigh. A present tumbled down like a shooting star, landing in the woods. He'll be back for it, said Rabbit confidently. The others nodded. They waited and waited, but Santa didn't come back. What should we do? Worried Deer. Well, let's go find it, said Rabbit. Santa would want us to. Santa would want us to go home, grumbled Squirrel. But Bird was already off. Come on, she chirped. In a square hole in the snow, they found the present. Look at it, fell hard, so it got buried. Rabbit dug it out. Squirrel shook it. Chicka, 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 it rattled. Deer jumped. What is it? Bird began to peck at the paper. Stop, said Rabbit. It doesn't belong to us. Look, there's a tag. Wonder who it's for. I can read the tag. I can, said Bird, hopping on the gift. For the new baby at the farm. Love, Santa. The new baby? The animals had heard of the new baby. She'd been born in the summer when the bees buzzed and the farmer's strawberries were sweet. Now the new baby won't get her gift, gulped Deer. Who cares, said Squirrel. She's not our baby. Santa cares, said Rabbit. Santa would want us to deliver it. Do I look like Santa? Groaned Squirrel. Maybe if we had a sleigh, said Bird. A sleigh, said Rabbit. Santa has a sleigh. Let's build one. Squirrel groaned again. But Bird had already begun. Oh, cute. Look at, they're all working together, gathering sticks and stuff and making a little sleigh. When the sleigh was ready to go, the animals carefully slid the present onto it and set off, and the stars lit their way. Everything was going well until they came to a big hill. Up, 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 Deer tugged the sleigh. Rabbit, Squirrel, and Bird pushed from behind. Finally, they reached the top, and whoosh, the sleigh sped down, down, down. Then, whomp, it landed in a snowbank. Humph, grumbled Squirrel, but he helped dig it out anyway. Oh, look at the beautiful forest. The animals moved slowly now. It was long past their bedtimes. They were hungry and tired and ready to give up. Maybe Squirrel was right, thought Rabbit. It wasn't their baby. Then Rabbit thought of Santa. Santa traveled all night long. He was probably hungry and tired too. But Santa would not give up. Rabbit began to sing. So Bird, Deer, and even Squirrel were singing along. What are they singing? It says, dashing through the snow, we are on our way through the merry woods, pulling our own sleigh. At last they reached the farmhouse. Look at that beautiful farm and barn. Deer pulled the sleigh onto the porch. Clip, clop, went his hoofs. Shh, said Squirrel, but it was too late. They heard the new baby cry. "Who's there?" came a man's voice. The animals leapt off the porch and hid. They watched the farmer open the door, holding the crying baby. "What's this?" said the farmer. He looked down at the gift, but the new baby looked out into the night. Did she see them? The animals held their breath as the farmer picked up the gift and read the tag. "From Santa," he said to the baby. "Let's go open it." And they went back inside. Look at, they're all hiding. "What is it?" asked Deer. "I can see it. I can," said Bird. It's a stick," groaned Squirrel. "A lumpy old stick. A stick isn't a gift." "It's not a stick. What is it?" "It's a baby rattle." Even Rabbit was disappointed, but the new baby grabbed the stick and shook it. "Chicka, chicka, chicka," they heard faintly through the glass. "Great," said Squirrel, "a noisy, lumpy stick. But the baby loves it, doesn't she?" They all stared through the window at the new baby, and the new baby stared back. She was smiling right at them. For a moment, it felt as though sunshine warmed the wintry air. Suddenly, it didn't matter that the gift was a stick. It made the new baby happy, and that made the animals happy. Snow fell softly as the animals headed home, frosting their feathers and fur. They were too tired to talk, too hungry to sing, but no one complained, not even Squirrel. Above them, the stars slipped away and the sky lightened, welcoming Christmas Day. When the animals got home, they couldn't believe their eyes. There was another gift. "Great," groaned Squirrel, "not again." He thought they had to deliver another one and go up that hill again. Bird read the tag. "For my animal helpers, Merry Christmas, love, Santa." "It's for us," said Deer. "Really?" wondered Squirrel. "But how did he know?" "Santa always knows," said Rabbit. They did the right thing and they were rewarded, weren't they? That's a good one. Good night.